Hello, everyone, and welcome from Los Angeles. You know that feeling when, you have a jiu-jitsu house and jiu-jitsu mats free for yourself because everyone is out there somewhere. And I just said that I have to use this opportunity of a free house to just share some of my journey with you, because even though I started this selfish contributor page, I changed everything. I am preparing an online school and everything will be done shortly. I haven't really expressed myself from the point of explaining how this all come about and how it actually started, or what is my journey of being a selfish contributor. Because even though it might sound to you like, oh yeah, this is just something that I stand for and it's easy for me to stand by something like this, like by being selfish, it's not like this. I would say that the whole journey of my selfishness started 4 years ago when I had the first crazy ideas of what do I want to do. And the funniest thing was that I always felt that I'm here to please everyone. I believed that I'm here to save the world. I believe that I can influence everyone, or I should behave in a certain way so that no one feels threatened, that no one feels like that I might do something wrong. So I always try to behave in a way that I would please everyone. And this is one of the biggest mistakes you can ever do. Why I'm saying this is because we don't really know what other people want. We just assume that we know what they want, so we do what we assume that they want, but it often turns out that that's not what they want from you, and then you're just screwed up. And this is what happened to me a lot of times, and I had this relationships with human, any kind of from romantic relationships to family and to my friends, where I just wanted to be there by everyone. I wanted to serve them. I wanted to do whatever they want. And it all happened until the point when I went so much against myself that I just couldn't. I just couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't do whatever they would say, or I just felt so much resentment that I wanted to start over. And this starting over for me was moving away from my country. So 4 years ago, I moved to Denmark, and that was my first move away from my country. And at that point, I do believe that I did this selfish, but in a selfish way, because I just choose to go, but it's kind of something that you can still, argument. So you would say, oh, I'm doing this for this, and this is the benefits, and we're all gonna be happy afterwards. But the funniest thing happened when you have this desire and you want to do something, and subconsciously you know that no one will accept it. And that's usually when we are not comfortable enough to do the decision. We are not comfortable enough to do that step that we feel that it's the right one for us, but we just know that it's not going to be accepted, so we hold ourselves back. But the funniest thing happened that I would say that 2 years ago, I started to be consciously selfish. So I would have this desire, what I want to do, and I knew that there's going to be people against it. I knew that I'm going to go against my parents or against my friends, or that I'm just going to do something that no one will accept it, or no one will understand, which is often also a key. And it was always for me, I just remember all the stuff that I ever wanted to do, it went through the same process. So it started with me wanting to do it. So it kind of be oh, I really want to do it, I really want to do it, I really want to do it. And then me suppressing it probably 10 times before actually doing it. But every time that I suppress it, it grows up higher, or it grows up more powerful, this desire. all the way until the point when I was just like, oh, I can't stand it anymore, I have to do it. And at that point where I just had to do it, I know that even though I know that I'm not responsible for other people's feelings, I know that if I would choose to follow my gut before, I might hurt less people, or I might do do the process more smoothly, because I wouldn't be so screwed up in it yet. But the funniest thing is that I realized in all those 4 years, and especially in the last 2 years, that I am responsible for how I feel. And this is my only responsibility. And everyone in this earth is only responsible for how you or they are feeling. This is the only responsibility we all have. And why are we the only one responsible for how are we feeling? Is because no one can actually make us feel a certain way. There will be something outside happening, there will be situations, there will be people that it's gonna say something bad to you, or leave you, or reject you, or whatever. But it's always your choice how to react on it, what to say back, what to feel. And the more you practice this awareness and conscious decisions, you see that the more you are actually choosing how you feel, and then you know that you have a power to choose how you feel. So you accept your responsibility. And for me, it was when I started accepting responsibility for my happiness, I stopped allowing other people to give me the responsibility for their happiness in my hands. Whenever I saw someone saying, oh, you hurt me, or you're doing this and this is really painful, or whatever they said, I was like, wait a second, no. I don't blame you for how I feel. I take care of my happiness. I take care of my emotions. I'm not going to allow you to blame me how I make you feel, because you make yourself feel the way you do. And once I realized this, I start realizing that selfishness is the key. However, I think it's been more than a year since I know that selfishness is a key, and I've been using it and I've been practicing it. And the funniest thing is that I believe that the majority of steps that I did, my biggest contribution by being selfish is to my family and to my closest friends, because I have so many proofs when they even express back to me after a month or two that when they want me to do something else, or when they didn't agree with my decision, or it went against their will or whatever, they would all feel a little resentment towards me for a short period of time. But every single one of them, after a while, came back to me and said, you know what? Thank you for choosing your path. You actually showed me how to step up for myself, how to listen to myself, and now I feel inspired to do the same. And when you step up for yourself, when you're selfish and you know what you want, you know that you are the only one responsible for getting yourself whatever you want, then you choose the power, you choose this strength within you, and there's going to be so many people around you that are craving the same strength, they're craving the same power, but they don't know how to get it. And the problem is that we are all craving the same thing, but we are all searching it with outside of us. And when they're gonna see an example, when they see someone that is not searching for their power outside of them, what they the mind process starts what process it starts in the mind is that they would actually be wait a second, that actually works for them. What if I do something like this for myself as well? And this is actually the only way, and I mean the only way, how you can help anyone Because we all have our free will to choose whatever we want to do. We all have like different desires. We all have different goals. We all have different things that makes us happy. And whenever you like make yourself believe that you know what other people's want, that you know what other people's need, it's a very, very short-term gain. It's a very, very short-term gain. It's like you will never be able to make anyone happy, and you'll make yourself even more miserable because you'll feel guilty for like trying to do something and not succeeding and blah, blah, blah. And the funniest thing is that when I did a lot of meditations asking, how can I help my parents? How can I help my brother? How can I help my friend? Whenever I did any kind of meditations, asking for guidance, anything, the answer was always the same. Help yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself. And the funniest thing is that when I start helping myself, I start fixing my life, I start taking responsibility for everything that is happening to me and stop waiting for someone out there to give me stuff. I stopped waiting for someone out there to say, oh, look at this potential. Okay, let me give you this and let me give you this and let's come here and let's go do that. I was like, no, I'm not gonna wait for any person outside telling me or showing me or proving me that I'm good enough or that I have something that is worth sharing. I'm just gonna do it and just test by myself and just see how I feel, and if it feels good, I'm gonna keep on sharing it. And if I have people coming back, I know that this is my purpose. So when I start taking responsibility for my steps, for my actions, the funniest thing happened that I became much more happier. I became much more fulfilled. I kind of felt like this satisfaction of doing stuff and knowing that the things happened in my life because of my action. I would still say that majority of things that I ever achieved is a consequence of grace and miracles, but I always did the first step. I always say to people, like, if you're manifesting things, if you manifest something from a thin air, the only thing that you need to show to the universe is that you are willing. So let's say, for example, you're manifesting a lot of money, or you're manifesting a person of your like perfect soulmate for having a partner or whatever. Whenever you're manifesting like this, and then you hear a voice saying to you, oh, promote your business online, or oh, go to this event, or oh, say to this person like this, and you're like, yeah, but no, not really, then you are actually sending out the signal that you're not willing to receive what you ask for. Because the funny thing is that when we're manifesting anything, when we want something to happen, we just kind of believe that there's going to be a person out there providing this for us and saying, here you go, you have it. And this is how our mind see it when it happens, but we don't see the whole thing happening before the real manifestation, which is that you are raising your vibration to match the thing, and then it just click. And the funniest thing is that the more you realize this, the more you're just able to say to yourself, okay, what responsibilities I have to take. And responsibility only means ability to respond. So you just respond, and you're selfish in that way because you're doing stuff for yourself. You don't think about what other person is doing. You don't think about how to please them. You think about how to please yourself. And remember, you can never do more for a person, like work-wise, or tell beautiful stuff to people. The best thing you can ever do for a person is give them your good vibrations. Give them a good company. And not just a good company to talk with, but a good company to just be surrounded with. It's just kind of like you're vibrating with this positive energy, and when you walk in the room, it's just something just feels like you light up the whole room. That's the best and the most you can do for this world. And if you don't believe in it, try to practice with flowers or with any kind of like plants or with animals, and you will see that the more you give them your love and pure positive energy, the more they will bloom, the more they will be happy. And it's the same with people, even though the reaction is not usually like in the instant, because the people that you're sending this love, if they're in their head, they're not gonna see it immediately. They're gonna be like blinded, but they're gonna slowly start feeling the shift. And after this like small steps of shifts happening, they're gonna have a breakthrough. And the limiting mind of humans usually don't see the dots like connected. So we don't usually say, oh, that was because like my friend came in with such a good positive energy and that like shifts something within me and I started attracting better stuff. No, we usually won't see that. And that's why we don't believe it, because we think that everything that there is, we have to see it. But that's not true. I mean, that's not what I believe in. And whatever I'm sharing here with you, it's kind of like a open discussion. It's my way of perceiving the world and my way of living to get closer to happiness or just feel the happiness every single day. And this what works for me. And so far it has worked for 100% of my clients. So that's why I feel comfortable of sharing this. And it's something that I encourage you to try by yourself and see how it works. And the next time you feel like doing something and saying to yourself, oh, this is selfish, do it. Do it, despite thinking that it might be selfish and it might be bad to other people, whatever. Do it and wait. Wait for the results to be shown. And it's funny that no matter like how much I stand behind it right now, I had to go through the process of feeling like 1 year of feeling guilty and not telling anyone that I am doing selfish decisions always. And this kind of like my inner system and inner guilt that I felt for whenever I was following my selfishness, whenever I was following my gut's like instinct, it just got me to the point that I don't know, I think I needed so many proofs from outside to see that it's actually working, to see how I'm like improving everyone around me just by being me, not even doing anything for them, just like by me representing myself. And the reason why this happens is because we are a sum up of like, we're all together one. So that's how it is. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I hope you can relate to the story. If you cannot yet, I would say that, I would say that it's time for you to test it by yourself, to see what's working for you, to see if this is something that rings your bell. If it doesn't, well, come back in 3 months and we'll see from there. Because I do believe that we all have the same like lessons to learn. It just depends where you are currently and what is the lesson that you are currently experiencing. But sooner or later, it all comes down to the same lessons and same paths. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And that's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.